I remember Louie Simmons giving this amazing analogy on max effort work. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And this is one of those things where, I say stuff like, with the information I've put out over the past, 12, 13 years, however many years it's been at this point, it's at least 13, I stand on the shoulders of giants, right? I stand on the shoulders of giants. And I recall, because I used to watch everything that Louie Simmons had ever put out at one time, every lecture, every seminar, every video. And he gave this seminar once where he was talking to a bunch of coaches for the female athletic department at a university, right? Right? Because that's what Louie did. He did stuff like that. He's like, I'll just give a seminar for these coaches, right? And he was talking to them, and some of them were track and field coaches. And when he was talking about it, and this is how he equated it to max effort work, because people ask, why do you switch lifts every single week? Like, why are you maxing on different stuff all the time? And he's like, a lot of it is psychological, so I can train champions. He goes, so you need to think of it this way. If you got stapled under a lift, I put you under, say, a normal barbell back squat. We go up to a max, and then you miss a lift and you get stapled. Okay? You get stapled. You were defeated by that lift. You got beat up by that lift, by that weight. Let's say you got beat up by 500 pounds, right? I don't want to put you against that next week because you're walking in defeated already. You're walking in defeated. You're mentally defeated because last time that 500 pounds beat you. You're scared of it. You're not thinking like a winner. You're not thinking like a champion. You're demoralized. It's like, so think of it this way. He goes, let's say you take one of your girls over here, right? And she's going to run this meet. It's an important meet. And this girl from another school beats her. Okay? She loses to her by a small margin, but she gets beat. She takes second place behind her. Right? That she got beat up. It's like she basically got her butt kicked by that lifter. She got beat up. She lost, or lost to that runner. It's like, so her next race coming up next week, you're going to need to put her in another race, right? Do you want to put her against that same girl again? Do you think it's going to be in her best interest to go up against the same girl who beat her last week? Is that going to make her into a champion? Is she going to win, or is she walking in scared? She's scared. She's walking in scared. Even if she lies about it and tries to psych herself up, she got beat last time. Okay? It's like, so how do you fix it? It's like, well, you spend the next few weeks building up her running skills. You get her stronger. You get her faster, right? You put in the work. You get her faster. You get her better. Let's put in some extra work. Work on your skills. Work on your speed, right? Build some muscle, whatever we need to do. Take your weak links and work on them. You know where you're weakest at based on that race. It's like you know where you're weakest at based on that lift. So the next week you're going to go find someone else to have her run against. You can go find a girl for her to run against who's a little slower than her somewhere then, who she can win against. You're going to let her run against some other girl, not the one who beat her last time. Why? Then she's going to come in and win. She can get a victory. So you want to do that a couple weeks in a row. You want to build her up. You want her to get in there and get some wins. You want to get some wins. Because if you get wins, you're thinking like a champion. Okay? We're thinking like a champion now. Because you're like, I'm winning. I'm doing better. You're going to build her up. So you're going to make her physically faster, or in our case, the lifter physically stronger. Shore up her weak links, get faster. And then you're going to mentally build her up by getting some wins. She can go run against some other girls who are a little slower. Get some wins under her belt. To where she starts thinking, you know what, I'm a winner. I'm winning. All right, I'm faster than these other girls. I did this, I won. And then she sees she's getting faster and better in her practice and her other stuff she's doing. Okay, you're going to build her up. He goes, and once she's thinking like a champion and she's ready to win, and you've built her up physically and built her up mentally, then you're going to go run her against that other girl again. You're not going to do it the next week, especially when she hasn't had time to improve. It takes time to improve. Okay? All right, it's the same thing with the max effort work. So Louie would say, look, let's say you get defeated by a bench press, right? We do a classic bench press, right? You went for a 315 and you got stapled. You got 305, right? You got 305, but 315 stapled you. So he's like, how about next week we get a win? Let's say you haven't done any benching against 30 pounds of chains for a while. So you go bench against 30 pounds of chains and you get a 5-pound PR over the last time you did that. All right, wow, okay, I got a PR. Now you're thinking, when I max out, I PR. Like then the next week we go do maybe a closed grip bench press. You get a PR again. Then an incline bench. 3 weeks in a row, we get PRs against these lifts. Then you take the floor press the next week. And let's say your floor press always is a good tester of what your bench is. You get a 5-pound PR on the floor press. 10-pound PR on the floor press. And you know that you always bench more than you floor press. Okay? Now you're feeling like a winner. You got a bunch of victories under your belt. Now you're thinking like a champion. You're like, I PR when I go for a max. I hit PRs. I just did it 4 weeks in a row. It takes 3 weeks for a habit to set in. Okay? What else did you do? You built your triceps up. Like let's say you missed the bench because your triceps were too weak to lock it. That's where you failed. So you spent that 3 or 4 weeks building your triceps up. You got stronger on your tricep exercises. Your extensions went up. Your press downs went up. Your closed grip bench press rep work got stronger. Okay? Your triceps got stronger and bigger. You are now thinking like a winner. You know that floor press is good. Now you're going to walk in and you're going to see that 315 bench and you're going to be confident. You're going to be way more confident. You're going to be thinking like a champion. You're going to be thinking like a winner. And it's not going to be fear in the back of your head because you've had all these victories in between and you know that you're objectively stronger. You're like, man, I know from these other PRs that I've gotten stronger. I know my triceps have gotten stronger. I've been winning. I'm going to win. This 315 is going down. And you're going to walk in and bench it. You understand how that works? That was the analogy that he gave of why they rotate the movements. And it's absolutely beautiful. It works.